If you're showing up to a networking event with zero preparation and zero idea of what to do, you're doing it wrong. Networking is essential for your small business and as your life as an entrepreneur in general. It's not just a nice to have, it's a have to have, and you should be investing time and effort to learning how to network, actual money to invest in networking events or memberships, and this is really gonna be what's gonna propel your business forward. Have you ever heard your network is your net worth? This is 100% true, and I've seen it over and over again with my businesses. You're doing yourself and your business a disservice if you're not networking with intention and purpose. Hola, ¿qué tal? ¿Cómo estás? My name is Maricruz. I'm an engineer, environmentalist, and entrepreneur, and in this channel, I'm your small business coach. Today I'm going to talk to you all about networking because, like I said, networking is absolutely crucial for the success of your small business. It might seem like in this digital age, it's not as important to network in person, but honestly, attending networking events in your industry, in your local community, is going to do wonders for your business. Not just building community and, actual person-to-person contact that is always necessary as humans. It's going to help you build up your client base regardless of what you're selling and also increase your revenue. One more thing that I want to mention about networking before I get right into it. So I'm going to tell you how to network today because, amiga, you're a badass. You are, the boss lady. You're everything. But also you are not good at everything and you don't have time for everything. So networking is really important because this is where you find people that are better at things that you're not good at and help you because everything has already been done. Even mistakes, right? Everybody has done mistakes already, and you can attend networking events with a purpose intentionally to learn from those people so that you don't have to make those mistakes too. Networking does require time and sometimes monetary investment, but honestly, the return on that investment is so huge and the opportunity cost of not attending networking events is so large that networking is always the right answer. One more thing that I want to mention about networking before I get right into it is that networking never ends. It's not like you network for the first month in your business and then you forget about it for the rest of it. It's ongoing throughout the life of your business because it keeps giving you more and more and more if you're doing it right. So since we're gonna be doing this for a while, might as well learn to do it right. By the way, I'm splitting out this video in 3 parts. One is before you go to the event, one is during the event, and the other one's after the event. Tips on what to do in each of those phases. Okay, so what to do before the event. 1, determine the reason why you're networking. And I don't mean like this soul searching why, like why am I here? But sometimes you have specific thing that you're trying to do for your business. For example, you're trying to get into wholesale and you know that this networking event has entrepreneurs that have gone through that process. Or maybe you're trying to hire someone for your business and networking events are a great way to do that. Or maybe it's just for community and fun, right? You're trying to build community and relationships with others. Defining why you're going to the event in the first place is super important. Number 2, pick the right event. There are many different types of events. One, for example, is your industry. So you could be going something around the industry that you're in, either your service or your product. A second type that's really special to me is based on your culture or your identity. So I tend to go to a lot of Latinx entrepreneurship focused networking events, and those have been really helpful. I also host one with my friend Erica. So shameless plug, Unidos en Éxito, give us a follow. But those tend to be very powerful for the community building aspect. You could also go to a volunteering event and consider that a networking event. Depending on what you sell, you can go to a nonprofit that does a similar thing, like a similar vibe, and network at those volunteer events. And lastly, you can network at different markets. So if you have a physical product and you can sell that, you can go to the events and network with other vendors, with the clients, while also making some money. So I really like those. Number 3 is to prepare an elevator pitch. I'm gonna be making a whole video about an elevator pitch, so if you want to hear about that, make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. But there are tons of guides and things here on YouTube on how to prepare an elevator pitch, so just do your research if you need it before I put out that video. And the 4th tip for before going to the event is to prepare what you're gonna wear. You know, you need to look nice. This is gonna be a first impression for a lot of people of you and your business, because you're always representing your business. So one tip here that I really like wearing one memorable piece. I have here my little bag that is super cute. But I always wear this to networking events or something like this where it catches the eye of people and it makes me more memorable. I get so many compliments on this and people seem to remember it. So something memorable is always important, and of course looking professional, but you already know that. Okay, now what do we do during the networking event? First up is icebreakers. I know it's always awkward to just be standing there, especially if you're on your own. But here are some of the icebreakers that I use. First up, what brought you to the event? Easy, they're there, so might as well ask them what made them come. The second one that I always use is to ask for somebody's elevator pitch. I literally go up to them and say, pitch your company or service to me. They should come prepared. If not, they'll still tell you about your company and get the conversation started in that way. The third one goes back to that accessory that I was talking about. Somebody is always wearing something that you can comment on. So maybe you go up to the person, you say, I really like your earrings, and then start the conversation in that way. Or the 4th way I approach someone is to ask a really specific question. So usually I make it so that it's about entrepreneurship or about their business. If I already know their business, I ask something specific about that. If not, I just ask a general question like, you know, entrepreneurship can be really difficult. What have you found to be the best way to deal with time management? Or something like that, and get that conversation started. Another really important aspect is what you do to get people's contact info. There's a lot of different ways to do this. One of the ways is literal business cards. I don't think it's too old-fashioned. I think people still enjoy having the business card and put it in their wallet and use it later. So if you want to go that route, that's perfectly fine. There's also an app called Hi Hello that has like a virtual business card that you can put a QR code, they can scan it, and it'll send your info to them. I really like that approach because then it's already like you're linked. Like it's not like they have to follow up, you're already linked. Another interesting way that I've seen is to text each other. If somebody's comfortable giving you their number, you can text your name, your business, and then I've even had people take a selfie with me and send it to me. So now we're for sure connected and I won't forget who they were. A bonus here, if you have the time or if it feels right, is to ask them what their preferred method is for communication. So maybe ask them, hey, would you rather me email you? Do you want me to reach out on Instagram, or what's your vibe? Another thing to do during the event is to get content. And there are 2 reasons. First, everything is content. And if you're an entrepreneur, you're a content creator too. Like this is just how life is now, especially if you're a small business. And number 2 is that it gives you a really good excuse to reach out to the host of the networking event. So if you took content, you can email them or reach out on social media and say, hey, I got these photos or these videos in case you wanted them. And then boom, you're connected. Or if you have any other businesses in the video, then you can tag them and then they'll tag you back or mention you in their story, you know, that whole thing. Okay, so that's what you do during the event. What about after the event? Because our work's not done. In fact, I feel like this is one of the most important steps. What to do after a networking event. First up, follow up. Follow up. There's no reason to get all these contacts, to make all these connections if you're not gonna follow up. So that's number 1. How you decide to do that is up to you and maybe up to whatever the connection you made. But make sure that when you reach out, you say exactly where you met, maybe something you talked about, and then provide a call to action. So for example, hey, it was great meeting you at Naturally Network Coffee and Combos. This is Maricruz from Sunmud, and I would love to hop on a call with you. Here's my link to my calendar so that you can book a 15-minute call. I would love to talk about doing a collaboration post together on Instagram, something like that. And the second thing, which is also really important, is to reflect on that event. So what went wrong? What went right? What would you change next time? So maybe you used business cards and you realized that people weren't really vibing with that, and maybe you want to get the Hi Hello app the next time. Or maybe you realize that the icebreakers were making things awkward and you can use one of the ones that I mentioned. Really reflect on it so that the next event can be even more successful. Okay, so that is all I have for you today. I hope those were helpful. Please go back and review. If you have a networking event coming up, make sure you do the before. Make sure you take into consideration the tips that I gathered for during the event, and then also for after, follow up. Please follow up. So YouTube thinks that you're gonna like this video, and so maybe give it a shot. If not, till next week, don't forget, Poquito goes a long way. Ciao.